Hello, and welcome to another welfare, so shit. This one. Link is in the side chat if anyone wants to join. Marlon, do the intro. This one. Link is in the side chat if anyone wants to join. Marlon, do the intro. Oh, fuck. I want to hear that fucking bad. Yeah. Rather than do the intro. I thought I'd start with this. Look inside, look inside, and look below.
Cause we're so uninspired, so sick and tired of all the hatred you harbor. So you say it's not okay to be gay, well I think you're just evil. You're just some racist who can't tie my laces. Your point of view is
medieval. Fuck you, very, very much.
Cause we hate what you do and we hate your whole crew, so please don't stay in town.
Fuck you very, very much.
Cause your words don't translate and it's getting quite late, so please don't stay in town.
My cockney accent.
Do you get
A little kick at a beat.
small-minded? You want to be like your father, it's approval you're after. Well, that's not how you find it. Do you really enjoy living a life that's so hateful? Cause there's a hole where your soul should be, you're losing control of it, and it's really distasteful.
Fuck you very, very much.
Cause we hate what you do and we hate your whole crew, so please don't stay in town.
What's the topic? Honestly, this is a topic. Really, getting quite right. Can't stay in town. So, fuck you, fucking fucking twat.
You think we need to go to war? Well, you're already in one. Cause it's people like you that need to get slew. No one wants your opinion.
Fuck you very, very much.
Cause we hate what you do and we hate your whole crew, so please don't stay in town.
Fuck you very, very much. Your words don't translate and it's getting quite late. So please don't stay in touch. Wicked. Fuck you. Like this. Oh, we have a guest, a very, very special guest, Mr. the one and only Bond. Is your first name James? I don't think I've ever heard your first name. Are you called James by any chance?
No, James is my less cool cousin.
Yeah.
Very, very less cool cousin.
Yes, you are.
I was in a Christian chat just now. I took my image off out of respect.
What the cross? That one?
Yeah, the guy with the hood.
Do Christians not like that?
I think it might not be the best thing. I think some of them don't like it. You know.
Answer your door.
So what's up?
Not much. I've just been on, Eric Lionheart's channel.
Oh, you were on Lionheart's channel.
Yeah, for about 5 minutes. They started doing a Bible study, and I lost the will to live again. So I left and started my own stream up because no one else would lie. So yeah. Welcome, Tog. Good to see you. Welcome, Sammy. And Answer Your Door, Wild. I think he might be new. But yeah, there's no one else backstage. Yeah, Bomb was knocking. So which channel were you on? And did it go on?
I was on a guy, he's a Catholic guy. Let me look at the name real quick. He knows Daniel. Burning Bushes, Daniel.
Yeah.
He knows him. His channel name is The Zealots Den.
Oh, I think I've heard of it. Yeah,
he's been on Missing Mons and Daniel's chat before. He's a cool guy. He's a Catholic, and I just happened to join his. Yeah,
cool. Any interesting topics or arguments or?
No, not really. I kept it clean. I didn't argue. I just, kind of talk.
Oh, that's cool. Pixie! Get in.
Hello again, dear Wild.
Hey, Pixie.
Been a while. About 3 hours. I fell asleep.
Good. You needed some sleep.
Did you nap? You took a nap?
Yeah. In this chair, yeah. Didn't even mean to, but yeah.
Bond is here. I'm glad to see Bond here.
I am here.
Yes.
Yeah. Yay.
He's been going around annoying Christians again. I detest that. Just going around channels, just annoying Christians. I can't understand who would do that.
I finished up cutting all my vinyl, and I just logged on and.
I wanted to ask you about that. Is it floors? Vinyl for floors, like floors?
No, it's a material. So there's a few different types of vinyl. When you go to stores and you see logos and stuff.
Oh yeah.
On the windows or the building or whatever, a lot of that is vinyl that was printed and cut out. So what I have is removable vinyl, and I do a lot of painting and wood staining with it.
Yeah,
so I designed the.
That's good.
What?
Like arty as well, like designs and.
Yeah. So in Photoshop, I design pictures and stuff, and then I put it over to my printer and I print them, and then I transfer it to different materials like wood.
Cool. Yeah.
So
someone with skills.
I'll be up tonight painting and staining some wood.
Yeah. Will you be wearing assless chaps though? That's the real question.
I will not be wearing that. I mean maybe if you want me to while
only if I get pictures.
Okay. Pictures or video? Which one? Tell me.
Oh yeah, video if you can, yeah. I didn't want to push it last for a video, but yeah, if you can. Yeah.
I do have a tripod right here next to me.
So how's it going, Pixie? What's going on? What's happening in Texas? Oh, we got 2 Texans on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
don't know if she will take too kindly to you calling her a Texan.
I'm not a Texan. I simply currently live in Texas, and that's not the same thing.
Yes. Yeah, it's where you hang your hat. Yes. You're not a Texan. Yeah.
For now. I hope
She lives here. We accept her here.
To not be doing that forever.
I may not either. So
like I don't hate Texas. I don't. It's not my favorite place.
Oh, yeah. Pixie, I need to send you this picture that I took at the store just a while, like it was earlier today. It's funny. It's of a band that decided to paint their political agreements.
Oh my gosh.
I'll send it to you when I get a chance.
We have a lot of painted vans around here, but people prefer to leave their political statements in their yard or fly flags on their trucks.
Yeah.
But most of the people who paint their cars here are like really creative. Like there's this group of people that hang out together, and it's so funny because around town you'll see all their cars parked side by side, and it's the funniest shit ever because one is the Ghostbusters, one is the Scooby-Doo van, and the other one has like the from Supernatural, like the Winchester car from Supernatural. And it's so funny because they all hang out together and they'll go around town together, and you'll just pull up and it's like those 3 cars right in a row. Cracks me up.
Ironically, all my exes live in Texas. Fun fact. They don't. I've never been to Texas.
I think they need the guy that drives the hearse to join them.
Walter, are you gonna do anything with that leveler behind you?
No, that's been my working days. I used to be a plasterer.
Yeah. Oh, so you used that back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen it there. Forever.
Yeah, it's been there for about 3 years to be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I use it to hang my course on. Yeah.
How long is that? Do you know?
It's about 6 foot, I would guess. Slightly taller than me.
Is it metal or plastic?
Yeah, metal. But only a thin, like sheet metal. Not solid, like, yeah. Yeah, it's
you should use it to
I actually used it on Zara Bees the other night to check whether my nipples were level.
Oh my goodness.
I actually did.
You go on her channel.
I am really, really stoned, but I think as soon as I get off work, I'm going to add some alcohol to the mix.
Yes,
I had alcohol today. So,
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. I've had alcohol today too.
I think I'm about to.
The Texans, you know what I mean? Just raving alcoholics. Can't stand them.
To be fair, the last time I had alcohol was Christmas Eve? No, Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Wow.
The last time I had alcohol was yesterday, maybe? Or the day before? I don't
No, I lied. I've had wine one other time since Christmas. One other time I've had some wine since Christmas. I think that was like a couple weeks ago.
Welcome, Spooky Bad Hair. Good to see you. Or Sporky Bad Hair, as I know.
Spooky Bad Hair.
Sporky Bad Hair. Yeah.
Hey, Spooky.
Yeah, I went on Zara's. When was it? Yes, whatever day it was.
Yeah. You sent me then buggered off and got me over to Zara's and then joined the channel that I just left. No.
See, I don't know. Aside from Wild Stream, I've been on 1 or 2 other streams, but like where I've been hanging out most of the time, like I don't think people would even recognize the names of these channels. Like I've never seen them in the community either. So
yeah. What do they talk about though? Is it religion or?
Some of them talk about politics. Some of them talk about anything and everything. Some of them talk about religion. The real fun group was like, they were kind of like
the New Age people.
Yeah, like the New Age Omnius.
Oh, they must be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the hippie hair.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've just been kind of off in the middle of nowhere, chilling with people that I've never seen or heard of this community, as far as I know.
Yeah, Zara was. I don't know how it got to this point, but she was trying to get me on WhatsApp to send her specific pictures.
Yeah, she does that with me. I've got it on WhatsApp as well. And Matt Pig is on WhatsApp.
Oh, Matt Pig was there. Matt Pig was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Pig sent me his WhatsApp number.
I made her cry today. My mum came round while I was doing a live stream. So we did a little karaoke and Zara was there. And yeah, she was just, my mum was like hugging me and stuff. And yeah, Zara nearly started crying.
I think you should pursue that, Wildheart.
Yeah, she's nice, but you know, she's got a lot of interest.
I mean, she's a scouser, but you know,
yeah.
there's always room for improvement.
Even I'm not that desperate, you know. Welcome, Gio. Good to see you. Yes, aluminium. Yes, you spelled it correctly. Aluminium.
Actually, that's the one you guys. That is the one you guys got wrong.
Yeah,
you insisted on being wrong so much that he came to America.
Yeah,
just like this fact. Yeah, I forgot.
Because he called it aluminum, even though I think aluminium sounds better.
It does.
Aluminum is the actual correct pronunciation, according to the guy who named it.
Say it, Wildheart. Say aluminum.
No, I will never. I will go to my death never saying aluminum.
You just
so
said
you
it.
willingly be wrong.
Fuck that up.
You just said it.
I just said it. Yeah.
Wait.
Say it as well.
He said, "I will go to my deathbed before I say the word aluminum."
Yeah.
Oh, you said it. I missed it. Say it again.
Aluminum. Yeah.
There we go. Doesn't that feel right, Wildheart? It just feels good in the soul.
It feels right, but it feels also wrong as well, which I quite like.
I think aluminium sounds better, but aluminum is correct.
It's kind of like calling cookies biscuits.
Yeah, switch it there.
Yeah, and their biscuits aren't really like biscuits. Their biscuits are like scones.
Yeah.
Kind of. They're like a cross between
backwards.
biscuits and scones.
They have it all backwards over there.
Yeah, no, what happened was we came along like 2,000 years ago, invented a language. You came along 200 years ago and stole it and then fucked it right up. And tried to,
Look, I'm just saying biscuits are a fluffy bread that can be buttered or eaten with jam or eaten with gravy, but it's a fluffy bread. Okay, that's what biscuits is. Biscuits is a fluffy bread. I don't know.
Is that an American dictionary? No.
Yeah, biscuits is a fluffy bread that's kind of toasted on the outside. It's like it's kind of like a roll, but not like a roll. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, no.
Wildheart, do I need to start sharing with you videos of people from the UK that love American and Texan food?
Look up American biscuits.
Because they don't exist.
What do you mean Texan food? The only thing Texans got like really, really good is barbecue.
Everything.
And I don't love barbecue. And I don't love barbecue because I don't. Anytime, like I'm fine with it, and then I run into fat. And once I run into fat and that hits my gag reflex, I'm like, nope, done. Yeah. I don't want any more.
Yeah, if you don't like that, then you don't. Yeah, but it's Texican food.
Texican.
I do like kolaches, and that's a Texan thing.
Oh yeah. Oh,
kolaches is a Texan thing, and I like those.
I know a lot of people.
But it has to be the jalapeno cheddar ones.
Oh, those are good. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know about those kolaches
because it's a Texan thing. It's not even like an American thing. Kolaches are specifically a Texan thing.
But can we clarify? When you said Texican, was that just a miss? There's not a word called Texican. Sure.
Oh, Mexican and Texas.
Oh,
it's actually called Tex-Mex, and some Tex-Mex is really good, and some Tex-Mex is not good at all. And I've had both.
Typical American.
There's
bad food. You'll steal the food and then build a big wall to keep them out. You know what I mean? It's one or the other. Do you know what I mean?
Is what?
You'll steal food and then kick them out and build a big wall.
The food was here before the border. You have to realize California and Texas used to be part of Mexico.
Yes, my ancestors, my people have always lived in where I'm at right now.
Yeah, it should be Mexus, really.
My family's never been to current day. My family's never lived in current day Mexico. as far as I can trace back.
What was all that Alamo business? Actually, yeah, I look at.
So Texas gets special privileges as a state because Texas is the only state that had to independently fight a war in order to be annexed. And they had to fight a revolutionary war against Mexico, which is where the Alamo comes in. Now, as bad as they want to make Santa Anna sound and as heroic as they want to make the Texans sound, what they leave out is that Mexico had abolished slavery, and the people that became Texas didn't like that very much.
Yeah, they're actually more.
We can overlook that. We can overlook it. We can overlook it.
Among other things. So the Alamo, they could have sent reinforcements, but they delayed them on purpose. Did you know that? They let the Alamo fall.
No, I did not know.
Anyway, but the reason they're like heroic or whatever is like the story behind the Alamo is that they knew they were going to die there, but they chose to stay and fight. And instead of sending reinforcements, they chose to build like a bigger army to come on the heel of that.
Yeah. So
and like remember the Alamo was their battle cry. Yeah.
So you took out and then
but because Texas independently fought a war in order to be annexed, Texas is the only state that can fly its flag as high as the United States flag, as long as the United States flag stays on the right.
Yeah.
Texas can divide itself into 5 different states if it wants to. Texas retained the right to secede from the Union. And something else, I can't remember the other one off the top of my head. But they retained special rights because they fought Mexico for independence before the United States would annex them.
Texas might take over the UK if we
eventually, yeah, with Trump in charge. Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, first Canada, then Greenland, then the Arctic Circle, then Great Britain. Heil Hitler.
I still do not want to live in Texas, though.
More, yeah.
I will melt. I will melt in Texas.
It depends on what part of Texas.
Hmm?
They said it depends on what part of Texas.
There's some good parts.
Yeah, but the problem is I can't find what I want all in one part. Okay, like Texas has mountains, well, baby mountains, but they have mountains, right?
Yeah.
But the mountains are separated from the woodlands.
Mm.
The woodlands are nice, but the woodlands don't have any mountains.
Yeah.
Right? Then when you get into like Houston and Austin, that's just, for one, that's too populated for me. It's a fun place to visit, not where I want to live. It's a little too populated. And there's way too much concrete, and the humidity is just something else. Where I'm at, there's no trees. It's windy as fuck, and it can get super cold because of the wind chill. And I'm like, why am I here?
Yeah. Yeah,
I know why I'm here, but
yeah, I mean you're in a interesting area.
Yeah.
What's atheist experiences? Austin, isn't that the best part?
Austin used to be. Austin's changed a lot. They've had a lot of transplants from other places, and it's kind of changed the feel of Austin a lot. But
different.
if you would have asked me like 10, 15 years ago, is Austin the best part of Texas? I would have said hands down yes.
Yeah.
About 10 years. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
But the feel of Austin has changed a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different there now. There is a little Austin near me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of reminiscent of the old Austin.
Yeah.
If Santa Fe was more pet friendly, like if every restaurant you went to in Santa Fe just happened to have like dog bowls outside with the water spout for no reason,
Yeah.
then I would think Santa Fe was a lot like the old Austin, just because it doesn't have the music scene that Austin has. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't have the music scene Austin has, and they don't have like an endless like they don't have like endless activities every day like Austin does. But it's a very like artsy town. It's where a lot of artists end up. You have people that like hand make a bunch of stuff and go sell it. You have the natives in the square with all their handmade stuff, selling stuff. And it's just a very like artsy town. I guess it would be like it reminds me of what the rich side of Austin used to be, I guess, except not quite as pet friendly.
Have you been
Where's
to
Pasadena? Is that in Texas? Pasadena. Where's Pasadena?
Pasadena?
Yeah, is that in Texas? I just know the song "Little Old Lady from Pasadena," but I don't know where it is.
No, that's not Texas.
Is it not Texas? No.
Yeah, no, there's a little town.
Pasadena's in California.
Ah.
Have you been there to Denton?
No, look, it says there is a city in Texas called Pasadena. Also one in Maryland.
Get in. So where was the little old lady actually from? California or Texas?
I don't know.
An eternal mystery. Maybe never be solved.
Bigger question is, when is Wild gonna visit Texas?
That's a good question. It's a hell of a flight. Do you know what I mean? It's like 24 hours or something.
It's worth it, don't you think? It's worth it.
So
it's worth it, right?
oh no, no,
it's not worth it.
No, like $10. No, it wouldn't be worth $10 to come to Texas. I'm not paying $5,000. I'm sure it's lovely. I'm sure it's lovely with all the cacti and horses and cows. I'm sure it's great.
Oh, I wouldn't pay $10 to meet you either. Just kidding.
Yeah, all the barren deserts and cacti. I'm sure it's lovely.
Cactus is actually pretty tasty.
Is it? Can you eat it?
It is. Yeah. It is. And you've probably had some without knowing it, because a lot of times they'll use the tuna, the flour, to make jams and jellies.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know you could eat it. Oh, yeah, and all the guns. Yeah, Sammy. Yeah, and Bibles. Yeah. Yeah.
Shooting Wild Heart.
You don't really run around and see Bibles. You just know you're in the Bible Belt because there's like a church on every corner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of churches. Yeah.
You'll see like random crosses, like huge crosses on 287.
Yeah, on fire. People's
not just on 287. They're like everywhere now. They even have the cross at Groom. Even has like you go in there and they have like a fountain and like the crucifixion scenes like set up all around. It's weird.
Yeah.
The First Baptist Church, the Second Baptist Church, the 54th Baptist Church. Yeah, all that.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can go like a mile and see like 4 churches. It'll be like Trinity Fellowship, Assembly of God, First Baptist Church, First Christian Church, Methodist Church, Presbyterian Church, another Baptist Church, Cornerstone Church, and you're just like, dear God.
Yeah, I have a lot of churches.
You should get a state religion like we did. That killed it off. Just get like Church of England. Just no one goes to church anymore. You're like about 10% of the population.
Church of Texas. Church of Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, worship the cows.
True religion right there. That's the truth.
That's a way to get me to move faster.
Yeah, that'll drive them out. Yeah. So I was on Praises last night, and the dude was actually quite pleasant.
Yeah.
We were doing karaoke and stuff, even in the after show.
Yeah, they've been doing karaoke lately.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
Yep,
watch
I
it.
still have no desire to go over there.
Yeah, I can understand that as well.
I
Oh,
shall go find more New Age omniists or something.
yeah, you'd be better off.
Indeed.
You know, Dr. Spider Bond. Have you
Oh, what was it? What?
got Dr. Spider? He's got like a blue
Spider.
Dr.
Yeah,
Spider.
yeah.
Yeah, he's complete cunt. Yeah,
He is.
shooting absolute bullshit all the time. Yeah, so he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
so the first hour was kind of shit, but it was fine after he left. I think he got kicked actually. I'll put backstage.
yeah. I saw Praises going live. I didn't watch it or anything.
Mm.
But I noticed they've been doing karaoke over there recently.
Yeah. That seminary, what's his name? Something
Layman?
seminary. Yeah. He was on most of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He lives. He's very close to me in location now.
Oh wow. Yeah, that must
Like
be fun.
very close to me. We go to the same Walmart.
Wow. That is cool.
You
You can hear him rapping.
you go to
now.
the same Walmart as who?
His name's Layman Seminary, Charles.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a Christian that raps.
he's a rapper. He's really good at freestyling. He just
He
doesn't
is.
have rhythm in him. Like he can think up the words. He just has no rhythm, no cadence.
Yeah.
He can't find the
Yeah.
pocket. It's
He's not black. That's the problem. Just
He
not
has
black.
no beat.
Yeah,
yeah, he's
just not
yeah.
black enough. I thought I might as well get it over with, you know.
So what you're telling me is he's not a rapper, he's a poet.
Yeah,
He's
Although
a
that's-
writer of
Yeah,
some
he-
sort.
he uses words. I'll go as far as to say words come out of his mouth. Yeah, I'm not sure
Yeah,
about
he's,
that all poet,
he's a
but
writer. He needs
A
Someone-
lyricist. I guess a lyricist is what you could call him. I don't know.
He needs someone to take his work and finish it for him, like mold it. Like he can put the clay there. He just needs someone to finish it for him.
I probably would too, so I'm not going to say anything. I have a hard time finishing mine. I have somebody who likes to take my pieces. They're always like, can I take this one and make it a song? Can I make this one a song? Can I make this one a song? And I'm always like, sure, make it a song. I don't care. But like, I didn't make it a song, right? I just wrote something.
Yeah, that's
Speaking
what
of-
I'm best at, is taking something that someone else has written and then shaping it into some sort of final form.
See, I'm better at the writing part.
Speaking of songs, yeah, I just take them and sing badly over the top of them. We're building,
Singing loosely.
walking, we'll build this city. Everyone join in. Rock and roll.
No, I haven't really enjoyed karaoke lately, but thank you. You do it.
Say you don't know me.
Hey, I recognize my face. Say you don't care who goes.
To that kind of place.
You can know who far.
Sinking in your fight. Too many runaways.
Eating up the my phone plays on my mouth. Listen to the radio.
Don't you remember? We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll.
It's getting quite late. It's nearly 1 o'clock. I'd better stop that before the neighbours start complaining.
Yeah. I come to your streams and I don't mind you karaokeing, but anytime I see a karaoke stream now, I'm like, nope, we're gonna just turn around and leave.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go now.
Yeah.
Go somewhere else.
I went on a proper one and did it without, the original music and just singing. It's actually really difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, I still wouldn't. I just wouldn't. Like,
Yeah.
it's not in me right now. Like a year ago, that was fun. Today, I walk in and I'm like, oh fuck, no,
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
this. I'll be back later.
Yeah. I've actually got a lot. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just not feeling it lately, I guess.
Don't you remember? So what time is it over there? And what's everyone's plans for the night? I know.
It's 6:48, and I'm gonna finish up work and start drinking because I fucking can.
I just
Yeah.
poured another drink. So yeah.
Alcoholic. Yeah. Drinking Texans.
Unfortunately.
I don't drink often, so I refuse the alcoholic title, but I will pretend to be one today.
Yeah, that's good. Yes. And Bond will be getting his assless chaps on, his cowboy hat, his Philly
Yes.
shirt, and cowboy boots, going line dancing to his
I'll get my
guitar.
Stetson on for you, Wild Heart
Yeah,
chaps.
yeah. What was it? 10-gallon hat or 10-ton hat?
I'm telling you, Wild Heart, you need to come over here so I can take you to the stockyard. We can get you some. I can take you to stockyards and the Justin. Get you some boots. Get you a Stetson, a good hat.
No. Fuck the boots. Okay, fine. You guys go get boots. What the fuck ever. I'm gonna go get knee-high moccasins that lace up the side.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
We can get both. You can get both.
I
Yeah.
actually have several pairs of knee-high moccasins.
I've always wanted boots with little round. What do they call them at the back? They're metal
The
things.
Spurs,
Spurs, yeah. I always wanted
little
them.
Spurs.
Spurs are something you attach to the boots. They're not just
Yeah.
on the
What,
boots.
did they not come with them?
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
Well, they're an addition.
Yeah.
And I have something in my eye. Oh fuck. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. If anyone wants to join, link is in the description. I went all French then. It's not actually, it's in the other side chat.
I apologize for the language, Wild Heart. I know you run a channel that doesn't have that sort of thing.
What, American? Yeah, you should apologise for the American language.
The American language.
Yeah, it's about time. 200 years.
Oh my gosh, I had something in my eye right now.
And what language? I've not noticed you. What?
Oh, I said the F word.
Did you? Oh yeah, that's right.
I know you keep a clean channel over here.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. I can't stand those dirty mouth fucking American Yankee twat doodle bad. Yeah,
yeah, I don't like Yankees either, Wild Heart. We agree there. I'm not a Yankee.
Yankee doodle footwits. I call them.
Yeah, I'm not a Yankee.
What is a Yankee? I know the baseball team, but
Yeah, from like the Northeast, I guess. I'm the way I see a Yankee is someone from the New York area, that sort of
oh yeah.
East Coast area.
So what's the opposite of a Yankee? Is it like a hillbilly?
No, you got hillbillies. You have there's a lot of different things. I'm a Texan,
Yeah.
so but I'm not a hillbilly. That's the thing.
Are there hillbillies in Texas?
The No,
come
I don't
on,
think so.
there must be.
Maybe. I don't think
Rednecks.
so, no.
What's
Well,
the difference?
redneck and hillbilly, they're not the same thing. It's two different things.
Is it two different things? I always thought they were.
No. You don't call a hillbilly a redneck. You know
Yeah,
what?
but again, that's
Next time you see Clockwork, call him a redneck and see what he says.
yeah. No, I'll give that a miss.
Don't call Clockwork a redneck, and he'll go off on you.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a hillbilly.
Yeah, the fine with hillbilly, but redneck is a step too far.
Hillbillies make really good moonshine.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. Yeah,
Rednecks will
steal it.
no, rednecks will
Steal it and you don't.
they'll pull you out of the ditch and they'll let you shoot their I guess both of them will let you shoot their guns. But yeah, there's a difference. We don't have hillbillies here.
So rednecks, is it because of the sun they get sunburned?
What?
Are they called rednecks because the sun burns their neck?
You know what? I don't know. Let's look it up.
Guessing.
Let's
See?
find out.
Yeah, and viewers, not only entertainment but education also. Guessing. What's the definition of a virgin in Texas? A girl that can run faster than her father.
That's Alabama and Kentucky. That is not Texas. That's those other states. Yeah, so I just looked it up. I don't know how accurate this is, but it says it's thought to have come from the sunburned necks of farmers. So here in Texas, there's a lot of farmers, and so it makes more sense there to be rednecks here.
Yeah.
Out there getting sunburned. You're working we have a lot of farmland here.
Yeah. That's why
Hillbillies, they got a lot of hills over there. You know?
Yeah. The hills are alive with the sound of rednecks.
Yeah, that's what Google told me. Like I can tell the difference between a hillbilly and a redneck when I see them, but I may not be able to define why. You know.
Yeah, just look. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's the same with Scousers. You just see one. Yeah. these guys.
Yeah. You just know, right?
You can't know it down. Just these guys.
It's just like this feeling, like it's just like this energy they give off.
Yeah. It's normally the stolen car tires and shell suits.
Yeah, like when I see you, like I get the Midland feeling. I mean,
oh, careful now!
I'm sorry. So not Midlands, not Midlands. I'm sorry. Liverpool's not in Midlands. Oh, my bad.
No. Thank you very much. The Polish part of business.
But you're not from Liverpool, are you?
No, very close. Manchester.
Yeah, Manchester.
We're Oasis.
Y'all play soccer.
Sorry? Soccer. Yeah.
Soccer. Yeah.
Or football, as we correctly call it, I suppose.
Why do you call it football, Wildheart? You're English. Football is a Spanish word.
I can answer that because we use our feet, unlike you Americans.
It's a Spanish word.
You won't speak twice. You punt and do a field goal.
You're using
in order to call it football, you should have to use your feet at least 50
football.
seconds.
It's football. It's football.
Actually, I think it might be German.
Why do you use a Spanish word?
Because they probably invaded us once, like the Germans, the French, the Vikings, all the Nords.
So it's not English. It's not your word. It's not. Why do you?
No, I'll let you into a secret. English is actually just German, French, Italian, Spanish, like kind of. Yeah, we still have all them kind of mixed.
It's all just like a mutt. Just all.
Yeah, the Viking. Yeah. We just stole the language of everyone who It does.
What would it take to have you start calling it soccer?
A
Isn't
frontal
soccer
lobotomy,
from?
a frontal lobotomy might help.
Isn't soccer though? Isn't soccer originally from your country? That was the word that they called it, right?
That's
I think
well, there's
so.
research on that as well. Where did this word soccer? I thought it was because you stole our name for a sport, changed the sport but kept the name, and then so you needed to come up with a new name for football because you made a
Oh, look!
sport.
I just
You made a
googled it.
sport. Go on.
I just googled it, and it said soccer originated in Britain. That word.
The word did.
Yeah.
That's surprising. I thought the Americans made it up because they stole our sport,
Oh,
changed it, kept the name, and didn't use their feet. So they need another name for what we call football.
okay. Here we go. So the word soccer, according to Google, and we all know Google is correct,
Yeah.
100% of the time. But the word soccer originated in 19th century England as a slang term for the sport of association of football. So
you
it was a way to distinguish. They said it in a way to distinguish rugby from soccer.
That makes sense actually.
So it was like slang. It was slang in the 1880s, I think, is what it says.
Yeah, because it's actually
It's your fault. It's your fault.
it's actually rugby foot. Yeah, I think it's actually rugby football. Yeah,
so you should embrace the word soccer with me, Wildheart. Embrace it.
Yeah. I feel a bit better about it now, knowing that it's English.
I feel less. No. I think it makes no sense because American football, the only time your foot ever touches the fucking ball is when it's the kicker.
That's
right?
my
You
argument for all the things.
don't use your feet at all. You use your hands
Yeah.
all the goddamn time.
Okay.
Like, yeah. In order
Maybe
to win
that's why-
quality football, you should have to use your feet at least 50% of the time.
Football actually makes more sense for soccer because everybody's kicking the goddamn ball around.
But
You're
here's the
not
thing.
supposed to
Here's
use
the
your
thing.
hands.
But
Yes.
no. Here's the thing.
Well,
Those are two different words.
Football.
Football and football.
Football.
One's
Football.
Spanish.
I
one's-
know, but they still say it that way, right? Like it's I don't know. I think we could have come up with a much better name.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we just randomly changed it to soccer when nobody else calls it soccer.
Well, you can blame it on Britain because they changed it.
Yeah. Also, you can change the sport, but we can't change the word. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
No, you
can
changed it and we
change
ran with it.
sport and call it the same name. Yeah, that's fine.
Wildheart, y'all changed the name to distinguish it, and we went with it, and now y'all are like, well, no, you can't say that. Embrace football, Wildheart.
Mind you did the same with baseball. It was called
Soccer.
rounders. We
Embrace
created rounders. You stole the
You know what
sport.
American football's good for? You know what American football's good for?
What?
Passing the time between World Cups.
Get in. I think we have a new.
You know what? The first time I watched
Yeah.
the first time I watched the World Cup was when I was in college, and I had friends that were international students. So they were here from other countries, and when the World Cup came around, like they were just they were just dialed in, just laser focused on that.
Oh, I watched the World
And I
Cup.
understand.
So another thing you Americans got wrong. You know when you call it the World Series of baseball,
It is the World Series of baseball, and I can prove it.
how many
prove
countries
it.
are
I can
involved
prove
in
it.
it? How many
I can prove
countries
it.
are involved in the
All
World
of
Series of baseball?
All
No.
To be
Wildheart.
fair,
Look,
hold on. To be fair, the entire world isn't even involved in the Olympics.
That's true. Yeah.
So okay, so I'm
But
gonna
it's
show
most of the
Wildheart.
world. You have America and is it Canada?
So here,
Look, he was in Canada. The
So
World
here's the thing.
Series.
here's
Yeah.
the thing. Wildheart, the World Series is called the World Series. So, there are all of the top international players across
Yeah.
the world in baseball. They come to America to play.
Okay.
They literally all of them, all of the top players. So there's a world based there's a world baseball league, right?
Can
Yeah,
I put it in
that's-
terms he'll understand?
no, I mean,
Can I put it in terms he'll understand?
That's not how it
It's
works.
like yes, listen, it's backwards. It's like, okay, you know how in soccer, in your soccer leagues, right?
Yeah.
You have people that play for teams. They
Yeah.
play for different teams.
they're clubs.
But when the World Cup comes, right?
It's
You can
they-
take players from different teams to form your team.
National
Right?
team. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm
Well,
saying? Well, it's not international, it's your country, but it's the
I-
same sort of
well,
thing, right?
You're
So the
playing
reason it's the World Series is even though it's held here, the players and the teams come from everywhere.
But it's the clubs and the you can't
But
have
here's
more series with two
No,
countries
no,
involved.
Walter, just here.
Matt,
right.
you know that makes sense for America.
No,
But
no,
no. I'm not saying the same player can hold on one sec. I'm not saying the same player can play for two countries. What I'm saying is, right,
Oh, no, I
a
understand,
guy who plays for a club in Spain, let's say, right,
Yeah,
can join the French team.
yeah, but they don't. There's no other.
Also, you guys have weird club rules
Baseball.
because another team can borrow from another team under certain circumstances or whatever in your club
Yeah.
rules.
We call them loan players. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the new team plays, but that doesn't work for America because no other country has baseball teams except for
but
America.
they have the players. So the players
No, that's not how it
come
works.
over. So here's the
We
thing.
made the rules kindness.
Walter, here's the thing. All these other teams suck. All outside of Japan and like some of the Latin American countries, all those
Yeah.
other teams suck in baseball, but they have really good individual talent. And
So
and
what would happen?
what I'm saying is that talent that they have in the Latin American countries, because there's really good players there. Japan, Asian countries, really good players. They come to
So-
America. They play on American teams. American teams recruit all around the world.
But what would happen if, like, a Japanese team tried to enter the World Series?
They would get smashed because their players
wouldn't-
would be playing
Yeah,
for
we
an American
wouldn't
team.
we wouldn't bar them. It just wouldn't be feasible for them to do. They'd spend a lot of money to come over here and lose is what would happen.
Yeah.
So rather
Yes.
than do that, they work really hard. Rather than do that, they work really hard to get on the American teams that have a chance
Yes.
of winning.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
like
I'm saying. You can't call it a World Series and then
But
exclude
you
the rest
can't
of the
because-
world. It's not fair.
Well, then you
Yes.
can't say that the Olympics is worldwide. You
No,
can't.
because
Because
no,
not only is it not only does not every country participate, but also not every country, even out of the countries who do participate, not every country participates in every category.
that's true.
Let's
Yeah.
see this way, Wild Heart. So the top players, let's just take Japan, right? Let's say there's a team,
Yeah.
this Japan team that's really good. Their top players are already playing in America because that's where the competition is.
I get
So if
that.
you
Haven't countries recruited from outside of their country to represent their country in the Olympics?
I understand
Anyway,
your point. Players come from different countries, but you don't allow teams from other countries.
they
So
can't.
no other teams from anywhere
They
other
can
than
join.
the World Series.
I don't think they're being prevented. I think it part of getting to the World Series is having enough wins under your belt to be part of it, right? So there's nothing stopping them from forming a team and joining the league. When I say it's not feasible, do you know how much travel that is for games? Because what are they going to, and then on top of that, are they even going to make it to the World Series because they're competing against these teams? It's like, what was that tiny little Asian country that like, it wasn't the last World Series. It was the World Series before that, I think. I mean, not World Series, Cup. It was the last World Cup. They had this tiny little female team, and it was their first time ever playing in the World Cup. And they got absolutely dominated because their opponents, who were from a country that had been doing this for forever, were also twice their size. And this little team just got absolutely dominated. It would be the same thing, but more expensive.
Racist bad joke coming up. They were from Asia. Of course they were tiny. They were about 6 inches tall.
But I mean, yeah.
I'm actually big in Japan.
You're a mess. The point is, it's not that they can't form a team and join the World Series. It's that it would be more expensive and less feasible than what happened with that little team.
Yes.
But
if you put Walter,
no, don't gang up on me. My point is,
I'm gonna gang up on you. Let me gang up on you.
It's a linguistic thing. Just don't call it the World Series. Call it the American
Series, though.
Baseball.
All of the top talent plays in this specific league. The top talent of the world, and the people who can't make that, they don't play in it. Because if you just took a random team from Afghanistan or Japan or wherever, and you even took their top players and let them play for them, they would not be the World Series champs.
I get what you're saying, but my
also, but do you know why the word "world" was originally included?
No, but my point is, you can't have a World Series in which only American teams can win.
It's not American teams. They're teams that are comprised of world talent.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I wouldn't call them American teams. There's a lot of foreign players on those teams.
There's a
calling
ton
them American.
of foreign
But
players.
the reason World was chosen, right, is because it is a championship game, and it's championship games that include talent from all over the world. So it's not saying that this is the World Series because everybody's participating in it. They're saying who comes out in top is the champion of world baseball this time.
The top talent from all around the world, they come here and they join the teams here.
I'll let you off this time. I'm still not happy about it.
So do you understand that, Wildheart? Like,
I understand.
There's not only all the teams,
but I understand your argument. At least.
All the teams are not made up of 100% American. There are immigrants that are brought in from around the world that make up a lot of the teams that play in this league. And there's Canadian teams as well that play, like the Blue Jays.
You let Canadians in?
Yeah, Toronto Blue Jays. They're a team as well. They suck, but it's okay. They still play. But a lot of the talent, like some of the best players, some of the best players are from Japan.
They got hockey
in the league right now. Some of the best players are from Japan. Japan is Japan and Latin America are two of the hot spots to find like amazing
baseball talent. Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Like that's just in our blood, right? I relate to Latin Americans. It's just in my blood, and it's in their blood and Japan's blood as well. And a lot of the talent comes from there. But if you take the overall, like if you took a team from America and then you took a Japanese team that was just like a local club versus a regular, like if you took Texas Rangers versus a random club in Japan, the Rangers would probably beat them.
Well, that makes it even worse in a way because you steal all the players from different countries and then
don't steal them. Don't say steal. We attract them.
We pay them. We employ them to play. Thank you. Wait. What is the game that the Mayans used to play that was like a cross between soccer and basketball, and the losing team was sacrificed?
Oh,
What was that game called?
I don't know that name. I should know it, but I don't.
Sorry, can you repeat that picture?
So the Mayans had this game that was like, and they would have two teams play against each other, and the losing team was sometimes sacrificed, apparently. But they would play this game that was like a cross between soccer and basketball. Like you had these little hoops that you had to get the ball through. Each team had one. But you weren't like shooting baskets with your hands, right? You were using your feet and your hips and your head and like all of that, and you're trying to get this ball through this little ring. And it was a game that the Mayans played.
Oh, that's cool. And they got killed. They got sacrificed. They lost.
Yeah, apparently sometimes they did. Here, let's see. What is it called?
So Wildheart, we can agree.
Talk. It's called Pocket Talk.
Okay, that's the game.
What is it? Sorry, what is the game? Sorry, my internet's not going.
It's called Pocket Talk. POK-A-TOK.
Pocket Talk.
Pocket Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how civilized England is? You know, when we were fighting the Germans in World War One, I think it was. You know, on Christmas Day, when we got out of the trenches, went across to no man's land and had a game of football against the Germans. That's how civilized we are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what? That's why you got defeated over here, because you guys did what was called gentleman's warfare, where everybody lined up on the battlefield and took turns shooting at each other, which is why the bigger army always won. And it's also why you guys had trouble over here, because the natives were like, we'll show you a thing or two.
Yeah, we wore bright red coats, stood in a line and just walked up to them. Yeah.
We were like, y'all line up, and yeah, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, one side would shoot, and when their front line would go down to reload, the other side would shoot at them.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Wildheart? How do you feel?
Yeah, it's kind of stupid, but we paid for it in the end. Yeah.
So
we'll just line up in rows in bright red suits and just walk all the way towards the enemy. Right.
How do you say that game? Pocket Talk? Or Talk?
Sucker cock.
No. The game that Pixie was just mentioning.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah.
Pock. I was just reading about it whenever she spelled it out. It was like a basketball game, I guess, but not really basketball.
Do you have netball?
I hope Wildheart sees why it's called a World Series.
No, I still don't. No, because every other sport where it has World Cup, like I said, the Olympics, the Commonwealth.
Do you think
that's where you get world from, not just one?
Well, let me ask you. Well, okay, so okay, let's go there. So, do you think if Japan put in a local team, they would do anything?
It doesn't matter. It's the taking part that counts.
Well, they are. The players are. The individual players that are good enough to play in the league are participating.
They should all get little medals.
No. What I'm saying is, Wildheart, the players that are good enough to make the league, they're participating, and they're from all over the world.
Yeah, but which came first, the chicken or the egg? Do they all move over to America because that's where you get paid most, and it's the most famous baseball? If they were getting paid the same in their own country, I would imagine they'd stay in their own country, and their teams.
They might stay in their own country, but they wouldn't. So
So the teams will be better. That's what I'm saying. So
No,
you're
no,
just
no.
going the world.
No, the teams wouldn't be better because the overall talent is not as good. Maybe it will be one day, and maybe it'll open up where there are other countries that play. But we still play international baseball.
And
But
then you will have the right to call it the World Series. Until that
no,
day,
we have the right. We have the right to play it now because the players that aren't participating in the MLB, Major League Baseball, they're not good enough. If they were good enough, they would get the contracts to come over and play.
Okay. What other sports have you
We
mentioned?
give the world's the top talent.
Baseball, which is basically rounders. Let's face it.
No, Wild Heart. We look. We have. I say we, but whoever's involved in that, they look at the world's top talent. They find the top talent, and I'm talking like they're scouting from the age of like 12 and 10. So they're scouting out all these top players from all over the world. And then eventually they're bringing them into the teams here. So MLB, the Major League Baseball in America, we're not an American league.
I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is the reason the foreign teams aren't good enough to compete in the World Series is because you're taking all the best players. It's doubly unfair. You're taking all the best players and they're saying your teams aren't good enough to compete. No, because you're still
okay. But even if we gave them
it's because
players,
it's because they don't have enough infrastructure to have the best team.
The talent
they have a couple of really strong, really good players.
Yes.
That if you put them on a good team, stand a chance.
Yes.
Right.
The
but there's not because they don't have America. Like baseball is a particularly American thing, right? It's something that was very developed here. It was something that was very, very popular here. For a long time, it was way more popular than American football. It was the American sport. And so there's like an infrastructure set up here that a lot of other places don't have. And yes, we take some talented people from other places, but it's not like we didn't steal them from a great team that had a chance to win.
Yeah.
We took them from a mediocre team and they came here to make some money. And then during international play, they go back and play with their teams and they lose.
Okay. We'll go with that one.
Just like in basketball.
It's no different than you guys borrowing your teams. It's no different than you guys having loan players.
Yeah.
Why should they be able to take a player from another team?
My problem is not with that. It's just the name, the World Series.
Wild Heart just wants to see a team from Afghanistan.
It's not the World Series because teams are from around the world. It's the World Series because whoever wins that championship is the best team in the world when they win.
Yes. Whenever you talk about baseball, Wild Heart, real quick.
Because if there was a team good enough to compete in the World Series, they would.
Real quick.
I don't think you let them.
Baseball is about having the best talent around the world, and
basketball.
It's all a business. And so every club, every team brings in the best talent they can get. And it's not just based on American talent, it's based on the world, on a world level.
Well, that you have to think America, you have to think of how massive America is too, right? Even when it started on an American level, right? It wasn't like you had Texans on the Texas team and Georgian people from Georgia on the team from Georgia. No, those scouts traveled everywhere. And you could be from Texas playing on Michigan's team.
Yeah, we do the same. It's not that, like I say, it's just the name, the World Series. That's all I'm complaining about.
Because it's a championship, and when you win the championship, you are the best in the world.
You have the best team that is made up from the best talent around the world.
But can you see the difference? Like when we have the World Cup, it includes more than
It doesn't include the world. It doesn't include the world. I just mentioned a team who played in the female cup for the first time ever this last cup or the cup before that go around, right? And that's not including all the other countries that don't participate in the World Cup.
I'm sticking to my guns. Yeah. No, in order to have a world anything, you have to have more than one country involved. I'm sticking to my guns on that one.
There are more than
one
the whole
country.
world's involved.
They're not countries. The teams are American. The players are from different countries, but the teams are all American.
No, there's Canadians.
When the
There's Canadian teams.
One country.
There's a Canadian team.
There is a Canadian team, and the teams are based out of American soil. But the players that make up the team are worldwide. No. The players that make up the teams are worldwide.
Yeah, but
they're not all Americans that play on these teams.
No, I know there were Canadian teams, but
No. What I'm saying is, even in the American teams. No,
do they actually play in Canada?
No, he's saying that the American teams aren't comprised of Americans.
Oh no, yeah, I get that. But do the Canadian teams actually play on Canadian soil?
Yeah, they play in Toronto. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
So Toronto has a team. They play. But the teams that play in this league are not just American citizens. They're comprised of worldwide people.
Yeah, all football teams own like people from different countries. What I'm saying is all the teams in the World Series of Baseball, all the teams are American. So you have
no, they're not all American. No, the team name is American.
So you have two countries.
No, the name and the city.
Well, then you fail your own standards twice, because even when your country represents itself in the World Cup, it represents itself with players from other places.
Yeah, call us crazy, but yeah, when England play, they're all English. You know, we're funny like
no, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, England. Okay, maybe England. I was gonna say France. They weren't all French. Who was the French guy that played for another team?
It's complicated because you can, like, if you've got like a Spanish grandmother or something, you can play for Spain.
Yeah. Even if you don't live there, right?
Yeah, it does get complicated. But I stick by my guns. Yeah, you should have more than one country involved in the World Series. 2 countries. Yeah. So
but
how did you
America's not as homogenous as other nations either. Even if they were all American, you'd still have somebody of Asian descent, somebody of Mexican descent, somebody of European descent.
But if I can use an analogy, it's like England, you know, like Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, getting together and all the teams are English and starting a World Cup.
No, they couldn't do that. What they would have to do is they would have to get together and they would have to say, okay, nobody else really plays soccer except England. So, but we want more involvement. So what we're going to do, because we can afford it, is host all the games here. So because we want to encourage people to participate, we're also going to go out there and we're going to recruit people with talent, and we're going to bring them back here to play with us.
The best talent around the world.
Now, is it my fault that this other country doesn't have an infrastructure that supports those teams? Am I a bad guy because I want to give them a chance to play on a good team?
Yeah, because you go in at night in your attack helicopters.
But the thing is,
like, wrap them up in black bags and just steal them back to America.
But that's because you're working on the concept of the World Cup, where it's country against country. This isn't country against country, right? That's not what it's about. That's not why it's not the World. It's not the World Series
because you don't.
No, I'm saying it's not the.
Canada. That's why it's not.
But it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's not country against country. It's not. Hold on. It's not called the World Series because it's country against country. And again, it's called the World Series because whoever wins is the best team in the world. And it's not about that team doesn't represent a country. That team represents nothing but their team and their team alone.
Yes, and that team is comprised of people from all over the world.
All right, give me an example of a team, a non-American team that has ever won the World Series or Canadian.
Well, they're not because the team
It's
is
not American teams. That's not. No, what you're understanding. This is not what you're getting. It's not quote unquote American teams. We don't look at it that way. It's not like your soccer. It's not Germany versus America and America versus Sweden. It's not that at all.
They're called the New York Yankees.
No. I think Wild Heart.
They're called. Hold on. They're called the New York. They're called the New York Yankees because their team is based in New York. That's where they practice in the off season. That's where people live and work out together. But it's not because they represent New York. It's because that's where they're based.
Wild Heart. Yeah, I think Wild Heart is thinking about it as in the teams have to be countries and they have to represent a certain place where all the players are from. But that's not the case with baseball.
No, they're just named after. They're just named. The city attached is not the city that represents them. It's the city where they're located.
We can stick a pin in it. I won't agree to disagree. I'll agree that you're wrong.
No, you can agree when we're right. Wild Heart. Your issue is that the teams aren't named Argentina or Japan and America. But in your scenario, you would need just an American team.
No, the problem with his scenario is that even if we did it his way, America would still always win, but all of those people still wouldn't have an opportunity to play for a good team. Not because America has all the talent. We know we don't. That's why we recruit from other places. But because America is the only one that really has a baseball infrastructure.
Yeah, I just think it's wrong.
Latin America does too, but I get what you're saying.
Well, more so now. It used to be more like a cross between baseball and cricket.
Yeah.
But
Now
I would say more so now, but that's a recent thing. I was speaking like historically. It was an American game. It was developed in America, and it's something Americans tried to like get other people to be interested in. But it's not our fault. It's not America's fault that other people don't play it the way America does.
I've got a joke about an English sport mentioning cricket. So they got round. They made this sport up and then thought, how long should we play this sport for? 90 minutes, a couple of hours. No, how about 5 days? Do you know what I mean? That's how long.
5 days.
A test match is 5 days. Yeah, cricket match lasts 5 days. Yeah. Madness.
So Wild, can you say, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Well, I do see what you're saying. I just disagree. Just on again.
What are we saying? What are we saying?
You're saying they're not American teams because the individual players are not all American.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, all the teams are American. They're all from America. They have American teams.
The teams are not all.
Right, we'll stick a pin in it. Yeah.
No, the teams are
hold on. They're based. They train. The cities attached to the team names are not because they represent. That team represents a city. Those cities are attached to the names because that is where the team is based. That is where they train together in the off season. That's where their training is, and that's where they're based. That doesn't mean that that's the place you represent necessarily.
So if they started a baseball team in Mexico City, would they be allowed to play in the World Series?
They could apply.
They could apply.
They could apply to be a team in the league.
The same way that female soccer team had to apply to play in the World Cup.
And who would decide whether they
Toronto
got
has a team. Why do you ask about Mexico applying for a team when we already said Toronto, Canada already has a team?
Yeah, it just seems odd that Mexico being so close. They've not got a baseball team.
Maybe it's because the talent isn't deep enough in all these countries, and the top
Well-
players come over here.
As much interest as there is in baseball in Latin America, right? It's still not the sport, and that's still a very recent development. Much like a lot of the rest of the world, the sport in Mexico is soccer.
So we can look forward to a brighter future with more than 2 teams in the World Series. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, Wildheart, if you were one of the top talents around the world in your country right now,
I think you'll find out.
no. Well, if you were a top baseball player and MLB teams in America wanted you, would you play in America, or would you wait and play with? Would you try to get your team, your local team, to be an MLB team?
Yeah,
Even
I
if
will
you
be.
knew the other players sucked, they weren't there, they weren't ready.
Yeah. No, I will be honourable. I will be honourable and British, stiff upper lippiness, right? And stick with my home country because that's the right thing to do. That's a moral thing to
Hold
do.
on.
$100 million.
I'm going to put myself out there, and I'm going to say it would depend on where I was located. Now, if I was in a big city and there were a lot of people who played baseball with me, I might hold out and be stubborn because we might not be good enough now. But if we keep going and we keep going and we keep going, we bring enough people in, we can build a team in like 10, 15 years. And maybe I'm not in it anymore. Maybe it's people who are in the team after me. But we can eventually build one strong enough to compete, right? However, if I'm really good at baseball and I have some really great talent, but I happen to be a poor kid stuck on a farm in a rural area, and America says, come play for me, I'm coming to play.
Yeah. And the thing is that a lot of those people who do sign that contract to come over here and play, they send a lot of money back to their country to help build up their team while they're playing over here. So while they're playing here, they're working back in their city to help build up to get more players, like better talent.
Right, so I think we can stick a pin in the baseball argument. I think
It should be called the World Series.
That was another good point, Bond, because they come here and they train with us, and then they go back home and train and play with them.
Yeah.
I can agree that you're wrong and we invented everything, so we're always right, always, no matter what, even when we're wrong. Yeah, I can
You drink hot tea, Wildheart.
I'm only joking. Welcome, Gio. Good to see you, man. How's it going?
Thanks.
The British need to be right so bad they told the guy who made the word that he was wrong and pissed him off so much he went to America.
Yeah, you spelled that wrong. It should be right.
They said, what are you calling it? And he said, aluminum. And they said, no, that's aluminium. And he said, no, the fuck it's not. It's aluminum. And they said, no, we're ignoring you and calling it aluminium.
No, we went to India and did the same thing. China, most of Europe. Basically 90% of the world.
China.
It's not just America that we invaded.
So you got something wrong and you can't even say you're right because you invented it. You told the guy who invented it he was wrong.
What?
Every right to do so.
Know what that means? Naughty, 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 naughty. Naughty, naughty.
Although in this case, I kind of agree with you. Aluminium sounds way better than aluminum.
It does. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. There are some things that you just can't argue. It's like the word spider is really pretty in Spanish for no reason. For no reason. The word
Aluminium
spider in Spanish is pretty, and it's pretty for no reason whatsoever. Also, there's another example. I had a friend, and her name, everybody in her family called her Via. And when I was younger, I would hear them sometimes say her full name, and they would say Beatriz, Beatriz. And she would go running, and everybody called her Via. Do you know how long it took me to realize my friend's name was Beatrice?
Beatrice. Yeah.
Her name was Beatrice. Yes.
I really like the word flamenco. Flamenco. You know, like, yeah. some
Yeah, her
music.
family was from Mexico, and they called her Via or Beatriz. And so I was much older when I realized my friend's name was Beatrice, right? Like so, like in the same way, aluminium sounds better than aluminum.
It would have been more space to find out her name.
Real quick, Wildheart, can you time out Spooky for 10 seconds? I think Sammy accidentally timed him out for 24 hours. But if you do it for 10 seconds, it'll override.
All right. Yeah, there was a little bit of controversy. I heard inside chat.
Yeah, if you just time, I can't time him out for 10 seconds, but if you do that, it'll override the 24 hours thing.
Yeah, I'm sure Sammy just has fat fingers. That's the usual excuse when someone times someone out accidentally.
May I have
Message.
I have an aluminum joke.
Aluminum. Yeah. Go.
Yeah, why did the aluminum can go to therapy?
I don't know.
Because it felt crushed all the time.
Nice.
I have a dad joke.
In the golf clap to that one.
That was an aluminum joke.
It's still a dad joke.
What?
Where do you send?
I agree with that. To be fair.
Where do you send bad light?
I don't know.
Where do you send light when they misbehave?
I know it's a play on words. It's got to be
Light.
to the
Yeah, light. Like where
Light.
do you send bad light?
Light.
Mm-hmm. To a prism to reflect.
Nice.
No, you
Yeah.
didn't do
The
that.
pun, the twist at the end, the pun. Yeah.
You didn't
Love
just
the pun.
prism. But
Yeah,
that's
it's
not
like
wait,
prison.
that's not a prison.
Oh, that's a joke.
No, it's just a place for them to reflect. It's a place for light to reflect.
I
I
got
missed
punched
that
in my
one. as
head.
well. It's twice as.
Just kidding.
Oh, and thanks, Bond. That Spooky is back. Back again.
I know all the hacks, Wildheart. I know all.
I know 0 of them, and you still need to teach me OBS.
Yes, Andy.
Teach me OBS. What is that a joke? Why are you laughing?
No. Given that you made all of my intros and everything, I would imagine you're fairly adept at computering.
Well, OBS is a pain in the ass.
I know.
My problem is most people are.
I think.
Hate it.
My problem is most people are visual learners, and so when I go to a channel to try to learn, they're all about like the visual aspects, right? But I am not a visual learner.
Look at this. Look over here. Oh, look at this now. Oh,
Yeah, and I need somebody who's gonna like talk me through it, like actually talk me through it, because I'm very auditorial.
I used to do a lot of tutorials like that, but then people don't watch them.
I've actually watched some of yours because I appreciate your presentation style because I'm auditorial.
Well, they get long and drawn out, and a lot of people get confused, and it gets messy after a while.
You know,
I mean, that's coming from somebody who does it, you know? I don't even watch tutorials because of that reason.
That's why I need a one-on-one, right? Because what I need is what throws most people off. Like, I remember there was one person who got really discouraged one time because they were doing this, like, news breakdown kind of a thing, and just stuff that they would investigate and find out about, and they'd bring it back. And they got a lot of comments saying, like, oh, you chase too many rabbit trails, or you do this, or sometimes I think you're hard to follow. And like for me, I actually super appreciated his communication style because like we almost would chase the same rabbit trails. About the time I would pause the video to go look at something, he would be talking. That's the rabbit trail he would go down, and I would be like, okay, I don't need to pause now. And so I was actually like more likely to finish his video all the way through than somebody else's, because when I watched somebody else, I would have to like pause and go look something up and come back, and pause and go look something up and come back. And he would just go off on the rabbit trails for me, like this connects to this and this connects to that, and I liked that. Most people complained about it, but I liked it, and I don't know, maybe I'm just weird.
Well, you found a style that you can understand, which is great. If you can, it's hard to find.
I think it's because my mind also jumps around like that. Like my mind just jumps around all over the place.
As we love these is hard to find.
Most of what I learned because I wanted to learn it. Like, oh, I want to learn how to put text over an image. And I just went, well, let's figure that out first. And that led to so many other things that it was just snowballed.
I actually learned a bit of GIMP in prison. But in England, you shouldn't say that because GIMP has a different connotation. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an old joke.
Yeah.
Related to the program.
I got a bit of GIMP in prison. Yeah.
But it's actually an acronym for an operating system that is still in existence.
Generated image file or something.
Well,
no,
GNU. If you know anything about the GNU project, you could look it up.
Oh yeah, like Linux. Wasn't that Linux?
Yeah, it's part Linux.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Part not Linux. It's weird.
Everyone.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But GIMP came out of that, the GNU project. And they called it GIMP because of the movie.
It's all like open source, isn't it? Where you don't have to pay for it. Is that right?
It's open source. Yeah, you can take the source code and fuck with it.
Yeah.
Try
Like
that with Photoshop. Try that with Photoshop.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll get sued, I would imagine.
Yeah, they'll come after you. The Photoshop police will be knocking down your door.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not really.
What's his name? The owner of Microsoft. Bill Gates. Yeah. He'll actually hunt you down with a sniper rifle.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I had people.
I should have thought about that before I said it.
I had discovered someone stole some of my artwork from DeviantArt and was passing it off as their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
How did you start that out?
I sorted it out though with DeviantArt with the
Oh yeah, so they
with the service.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
It was wallpaper. It was a wallpaper image I made. Windows wallpaper image.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and he claimed it was his. I was like, "Oh yeah, where's the file? Where's the original file?"
Yeah.
I had the guess who had the original file and who didn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, that took all of 5 seconds to dispute.
Why would you try to pass somebody else's off as yours?
People do it all the time. They're idiots. That's why they don't understand what's going on.
I mean, it's not like you can replicate it.
Well, he probably could, but you know, it's what was watermarked as well. So it wasn't like
That's just especially stupid.
it had a watermark. It had my own personal watermark on it. I guess that was his too.
Copyright Geo Sam. Yeah.
That was his own. That was his watermark too. Some people are just so dense; they just don't get it. But DeviantArt, the company that runs the website, they took care of it lickety split because I had the proof. I uploaded the original file to begin with, so it was there.
Yeah. Yeah. So they would have had all the information.
Yeah.
Would they try and make money off it, like just stealing pictures off the website? And
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can. I don't charge money for some of the things that I sell on DeviantArt. Some of them I do. Depends. It depends on what it is. If it's say a photo manipulation where I combine photos together to create one image
yeah,
at the end,
montage.
then I give everybody's image credit that I used, and then it's all free. If somebody wants to download the image or the resources to use that I used to create the image, fine, it's all free. Boom.
Yeah, that's what
it makes it fair for everybody, and they get exposure. I get exposure as an artist, and everybody's happy. But some people don't get it. It's just attribution, just being able to give attribution where it's necessary and required, that that kind of thing.
Credit where it's due. Yeah, that's right.
Because that was a big thing on the GIMP website that I helped run. There was a guy who was copying tutorials and posting them on the website saying he created them. And I went and I researched the whole tutorial and found that, wait, no, you did not create this tutorial.
Was he making money from it? Like, was he charging for it?
No, he wasn't charging it, but he was passing it off as his own work.
Yeah.
Like he put in the work.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
But he was Mexican as well.
Was he? No, he was actually.
I'm just trying to work in a racist comment to do it.
He was. I think he was Spanish.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is that the same thing? Is that,
yeah.
I don't know. Is that racist? I like racing. Does that make me racist?
Yeah, in a kind of way. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no! What do I do?
Yeah, you prefer racing to any other sport. That makes you racist.
Well, I'm into racing. I like all motorsports, so I would consider myself a racist.
Well, that's another sport that Americans are hooked up.
A racist.
Yeah, we race Formula One on roads that.
Oh, Formula One is the top, the tippity top, tippity top.
And you took it and you just made it into a big ring where you just drive around.
Oh yeah, no, don't look in America when that comes to that stuff. Don't bother.
No, I'm just trying to wind up.
They don't know what they're doing. That. What do they call that kind of racing? Oval track.
Oval, yeah.
Yeah. You go on the left.
There. You sit there, yeah. Just put
Let's go left all the way.
That's all the skill is it, you know what I mean?
What kind of skill? Yeah, it's a skill. It's a skill going left.
Yeah, just get in, put your foot down and turn the steering wheel like
turn,
big.
And just lock it into a left-hand turn and you're good.
At least we consider the torture of animals a solitary sport instead of a mass spectator one.
Ooh.
Oh, fighting.
That's a slap in the face.
I'm real one of them.
At least. Oh, brother. I'm still thinking of aluminum jokes. I asked Chat GTP, give me some aluminum jokes.
Yeah, that's a niche. Yeah,
that's what it came up with, that dad joke. It's like, thanks. Thanks, I feel so stupid when I use Chat GTP because why am I using this thing? You know, like, am I the only one that feels that way?
To my knowledge, I've never used Chat GTP or any other.
I don't think I have either. Yeah. I know other people have used it, but I haven't used it.
It's so ridiculous. It really is.
Is it not just like a advanced just search engine? Because all it does is search the internet.
Well, it
You
could
know,
do
it's like
it could do a
using-
bunch. It could do a bunch of things,
Yeah.
you know. But most people just ask it questions, and it searches the internet to get the answer.
Exactly, yeah. It's just like like Google 2.0.
But you can make the AI say things and agree with you, and then bring it down a line of reasoning that's fucking terrible, and it'll agree with you.
Yeah, depending on the question.
Yeah. You know,
It
Alex
also
O'Connor?
likes to take credit for everything. Did you hear about that? That professor that got in trouble because he tried to fail his entire class because he used AI to see if there was any plagiarism, but AI took credit for like all the papers.
Yeah.
It's like, what? That sounds like a joke. Boom, psh. Andy, I took credit for all the papers.
So ChatGPT got is it GTP or GPT?
Oh, yeah, GTP.
GTP. Yeah, got an F.
GP. GPT.
GPT.
Oh, my eyes. Yeah, chat GPT. I ask it silly questions and it gives me silly answers. I mean, more do I expect?
What is it? Not trash. Trash in, trash out. Junk in, junk out. What do they call it?
Well,
Like in
you know-
Cobra. Yeah.
You know Alex O'Connor?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
You know, Cosmic Skeptic.
Yeah.
You do-
Oh yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
no,
same
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he talked to Chat GTP for I think it was like 3 hours with a trolley problem,
Yeah.
and got the AI to agree to the most atrocious things. You have to watch it. It's really funny that what he gets the AI to agree with, all because of the stupid trolley problem.
Oh, speaking of which, let's come up with one. 5 Mexicans or 1 Eskimo. You got 5 Mexicans on one track and 1 Eskimo on the other. Do you pull that lever?
What? Explain that
trolley-
again.
The trolley
Yeah.
problem. You
I
got
heard
5. You got 5 Mexicans on one track
Mm,
and 1 Eskimo Inuit on the other. What do you do?
what do I do?
Yeah. Just go home and take a nap. That's what I'm doing.
I have to pull a lever. Is that what you said?
That's what the trolley problem is. You can either
It's a-
kill 5 people
Yeah, I
or
know,
kill
but-
1 person.
So I have to do a pulling action, right? To pull the
Mhm.
lever.
Let's make it easy. Let's make it a button.
I'm gonna try and weasel out of it.
Yeah. We don't want any manual
Wait,
labor.
but I'm physically deformed. I can't pull it. And I try it. I can't go. Oh, I can't get it. Is that my fault?
No, we'll switch it to a button. Yeah, I think a button is easy.
Imagine that.
No, the point of the trolley problem is that you can do nothing and still catastrophe will happen. Right? It's either you let it run over
Yeah, somebody's gonna die.
a group of people, right? Or one person.
Yeah.
Or you pull it's usually the group of people. Either you do nothing and let it run over the group of people, or you pull the lever and redirect it towards one person.
Yeah.
But if you do nothing, 5 people will die because of your decision
Yeah.
of inaction. But if you do something, you are actively bringing death to a person.
Yeah, I think we just need more fat men to push off bridges just to stop the train. That's always a get out clause. Yeah. Yeah. Just clone more fat people to throw off bridges.
It's about the lesser of the suffering, or the lesser of
Yeah.
because something is gonna suffering involved, no matter what.
It's not always suffering. It could be where your value lies. for example, if
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
if there's 4 senior citizens on one side and a baby on the other, I might be inclined to save the baby. In that case, there's more suffering in 4 people suffering than in 1 person suffering.
Yeah, if they're all going to die in the next 5 years, but the baby lives for
But the baby has a whole life, right? So it's also where you place value.
yeah. And if it's like people you know as well, that changes it. Obviously, your friends and family. If you have 2 friends and family on one track and like 100 I'm going to sit with Mexicans. 100 Mexicans on the other. Obviously, you'd pick your friends and family.
Yeah, so that can be worked into very like dubious kind of endings. You know what I mean?
All the French. Just the whole of France. Every person in France on one track. And like a little rabbit on the other. I'd say the rabbit, to be honest.
There's clearly a bias there.
Yeah, an ant. 1 ant on the other track. I'd go with that.
Well, you're putting the French people out of their misery because they have to live in France, right?
Yeah. It would actually be a mercy killing when you think about it. Yeah.
Just is that
all
racist?
those onions, eating horses. It can't be a good life.
No,
you know?
French isn't a race, right?
French is sometimes a pretty language and sometimes way too throaty and nasally to even be close to something pretty.
Yeah, and I've never understood the male female. Like they have feminine words and masculine words. I've never understood
Well, that
that.
doesn't bother me because so does Spanish, but I think Spanish is pretty.
Yeah.
Any
I
language.
like the Africans, all the clicking. All that stuff.
English is such an unromantic language. It's just
such a negative language. It's harsh. I think it to a foreigner, like it's probably almost as harsh as German is.
It can be poetic.
It
can be poetic, but it's like you have to really work at it.
No, you go into family. We once have took over the world, and
we're talking about the Queen's English.
I said almost as harsh, and maybe that harshness and conquest is part of why, and not that your language was pretty.
Yeah, just because we had to kill 7 million Indians, Chinese, just to make them speak our language.
Not numbers. Obviously, not as far as like total numbers, but per capita, like the damage caused to a group of people percentage-wise. Do you know what the three biggest attempted genocides in the world were in modern history? Not ever, obviously. We don't even know, but in modern history.
I don't know.
In order. Stalin takes
the Jews.
Hold on. No. That one's big in numbers, but remember, we're talking per capita. The damage caused to the targeted people, right? Like the percentage of the population decrease. Number 1 is Stalin.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the U.S. against the natives.
Yeah.
And number 3 is Hitler.
Fucking Jews, they can't get anything right. Can't even come in.
Like Hitler killed more people, but he caused less population damage, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because the Jews were, a small population.
It was all centralized.
Yeah. What about China?
Right.
What about Mao? There must have been a lot of people.
No, because he, even though he slaughtered, he was actually there. He was kind of like, some stories of him, despite his brutal conquests, actually remind me a lot of stories of Alexander the Great, because like Alexander the Great, once you were conquered, he was all about assimilating you, and that didn't mean that you had to adopt his practices or do things his way. He would show respect to your culture as long as you showed loyalty to him, right? So he ended up kind of assimilating a lot of people. So he wasn't. He wanted to subjugate them, and he wanted to dominate them, and he did so in a lot of brutal conquests. But for him, it wasn't about genocide or attacking a particular group of people or population.
Alexander.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Hitler killed more people, but as far as like per capita, the damage done to a specific population by percentage, he's only number 3 on the list in modern history.
Well, Alexander.
The U.S. is number 2, and Stalin is number 1.
I think he should have been called Alexander the slightly above average. Do you know, rather than the Great? I think the Great is going too far.
Yeah, because apparently great is better than, what was it? Great is better than extraordinary or excellent or something. Great is better than excellent or something like that.
I would go with excellent over great, but I could be wrong.
Well, like, remember in the philosophical argument, the video, he was saying, I don't know why great's above excellent, but it is.
Oh, yeah, that was Richard, wasn't it? Was that Richard?
No, that wasn't Richard. That was Scott. That was theoretical bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
So great is above excellent?
Yeah.
I was so, yeah.
Bond left, and that made me sad.
Yeah, it might be technical difficulties. You might need to refresh or something. Oh, he's put in the private chat. He's running from me because I totally demolished his arguments about baseball. He's admitted in the private chat. He won't do it publicly. I'm sure he won't.
There is no such thing in the private chat.
Private chat.
So what have you been up to, Gio? Any gossip? Any fights? Any turmoil?
Gossip? Turmoil? Oh. No.
It's disappointing, to be honest.
Sorry, I don't have any thing like that to offer.
Yeah. Have you not even got your nipples out this week? I've done it like 5 times already.
I'm trying to think of, but nothing comes to mind really. Gossip.
I think Bojo's still upset with me.
Bojo's upset?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I hit that wax way too hard and choked. My apologies.
Oh, easy does it, Pixie? He's like,
dude, I did, and I puffed out a whole fucking cloud that I just choked on. But I didn't mean to. I forgot that I just refilled it.
uh-oh.
You know, and so it was. Yeah, I did not mean to do that.
Yeah, he's kicked me out of the happy chat, Bojo, which I don't mind. He has every right.
Oh.
Yeah, and you won't let me on this stream anymore.
That's okay. There's lots of people that have chats that I'm not in.
Well,
Yeah.
I had some data dump from my Google account, and that's how it was described to me. So I can't really describe it any other way. And
What's
I
it?
lost.
What is a data dump? I've heard the term, but
Yeah, I don't know. You tell me. That's what Google told me. I could Google what is a data dump,
yeah.
but that doesn't tell me anything.
I do that. No, I'd rather live in ignorant bliss.
So, but you know what happened? I got kicked out of. I had like 10 different chats. I was talking with people, like different communities,
Yeah,
all gone except for one. And
yeah.
you know which one it was?
Was it me?
No, it was the waddle. The waddle.
The wheeled?
The whaled. I mean,
Oh.
wrong.
You still had the wheeled?
Everything else kaput, gone except for the wheeled.
Google give me
Ah.
Pixie preferential treatment.
So
It
Brojo,
It was the pixie dust. It's
It
the
was
magic.
pixie dust, I
Pixie
guess.
dust saved it.
Yeah, you just threw it in the
so
face.
if Brojo thinks I left or he kicked me, he's totally wrong because Google dropped all my data.
He thinks you left, I think.
Yeah, no, I lost about 3/4 of all my people I was subscribed to. So I have to go back and subscribe to people, and I can't remember who they were. So I'm just going along as I find them. Like, oh yeah, you boom, subscribe. You know,
I've done that 13 times now.
so I lost a lot of data. Because you could go to Google and download all your data from a certain period of time up to present, right? And I did that, and there was a big block missing. Like the data just gone between somewhere in October to somewhere up until December. All gone. Nothing to report. I'm like, how can that be?
Well, just like emails or like what kind of
Everything.
stuff is it?
Everything connected to Google except for the Wield. and I think I had about 20 subscriptions on YouTube. Yeah, so everything except 20 subscriptions and the Wield.
That's weird. That sounds more
Yeah,
like
it's the pixie dust. It's the pixie dust.
All my contacts, I got all my contacts wiped, but I have a copy of all that. So I can just know what I just get the CSS file and then that's all I
Right.
need.
I think I'm gonna have to bring this shindig to a close. I'm getting tired again. I need that.
This was a shindig?
Yes. I think you'll find in the title.
Oh
It
man, it's
clearly
hard to
says-
tell.
It clearly says shindig. No, it doesn't.
Does it really?
Clearly advertised as shindig. Yes.
Oh.
Well, thank you very much, Pixie and Gio, for being here, and Bond.
All right.
Of
You're welcome.
course. Rest well and dream easy and all that good stuff.
Thank you very much, and you're welcome back. You're welcome back now. You're here, Beverly Hillbillies.
All right, later, Dave.
Ding, ding,
Shit.
ding. Yeah, I should get on with the outro.
Yeah.
Young nigga from the 9-1. Switch that over, that's the young blonde. I was at the West Coast, now I'm in the East Coast. Shawty wanna fuck.